You met them, and it was electric. That spark, the kind that makes your heart race and your mind whisper, "This is it. This is the one." But now, the very things that once lit you up have become the friction that wears you down. Their passionate spontaneity, what used to feel thrilling, now feels like chaos against your need for structure. Your craving for quiet, deep connection, once a safe harbor, now feels to them like a cage around their independent spirit. It's the same arguments, the same misunderstandings, playing on repeat. And you're left wondering, how did our perfect harmony turn into this grating static? Here's the truth. These clashes aren't random, and they're not a sign your love is doomed. They're a predictable collision of energies. And the key to understanding and finally harmonizing those forces lies in an ancient framework, the 5 elements. In this video, you'll uncover the elemental archetypes and gain a powerful lens for decoding the hidden dynamics in your relationship. Because when you understand the energy behind the tension, you can transform conflict into connection. For thousands of years, Chinese philosophy has looked to the 5 elements, wood, fire, earth, metal, and water, as a way to make sense of life. They've been used to explain everything from the changing seasons to the rhythms of the human body. But here's the beautiful part. Even though this wisdom is ancient, it's incredibly relevant today. Think of the 5 elements as a personality framework, kind of like Myers-Briggs or the Enneagram, but rooted in the patterns of nature. While traditional systems like Chinese astrology use your birth date to map out a detailed elemental chart, you don't need all that to start. Just by understanding the essence of each element, you can begin to see yourself and the people you love through a whole new lens. We all carry all 5 elements within us, but usually 1 or 2 dominate. They shape how we think, what we value, and yes, how we show up in relationships. So when friction happens, it's often not because you're wrong for each other. It's because your elemental energies are speaking different languages. When you learn this symbolic language, everything shifts. Judgment turns into understanding. Conflict becomes connection. You stop trying to change your partner and start learning how to dance with their energy. Let's dive into the archetypes. As we explore each of the 5 elements, you'll probably have those aha moments, seeing yourself, your partner, or even your friends in these modern interpretations. This is where the decoding begins. The wood element. The pioneer. If you or your partner lean toward wood energy, you're the visionary, the one with big dreams and bold ideas. You're driven, ambitious, and always looking ahead. In love, wood types are the planners, the initiators, the ones saying, "Let's do this." They bring growth, creativity, and a sense of forward motion to a relationship. When wood is balanced, it feels alive and assertive in the best way. But when things tip out of balance, that same assertiveness can turn into impatience or even anger, especially when plans get derailed. Wood personalities thrive with partners who admire their drive, but can gently remind them that flexibility is just as powerful as focus. And here's the real challenge for wood in love: learning that not everything is a goal to conquer. Sometimes, the magic is in simply being present. The fire element, the charismatic heart. Fire personalities are the lovers, the performers, the ones who light up every room they walk into. If your partner is fire, chances are you were drawn to their spark, their enthusiasm, their passion for life. Fire types live for connection, joy, and excitement. They express love openly and thrive on feeling appreciated. When fire is balanced, it's pure magic, warmth, laughter, and a sense of aliveness that's contagious. But when that flame flickers out of control, passion can turn into drama. Their need for validation can spiral into anxiety, leaving them burned out from chasing approval. Fire souls flourish with partners who can match their energy, but also help ground them when things get scattered. In return, they'll shower you with a warmth that feels like sunlight. Bright, generous, and unforgettable. The Earth element, the heart of home. Earth personalities are the nurturers, the peacemakers, the steady ground we all crave. They bring stability, comfort, and a deep sense of belonging to a relationship. If you're with an Earth type, you probably feel cared for in ways that melt your heart. They remember the little things, your favorite meal, the way you like your tea, and they take joy in making you feel safe and loved. But here's the challenge. Earth people give and give, sometimes until they're running on empty. When they're out of balance, that beautiful care can turn into worry, constant concern about the relationship or their partner's happiness. What Earth really needs is a partner who not only appreciates their devotion, but reminds them to care for themselves too. Someone who says, "You're loved for who you are, not just for what you give." When Earth feels that reassurance, their gift of love becomes a sanctuary, a safe, warm space you'll never want to leave. The metal element, the alchemist. Metal personalities are the architects, the refiners, the ones who bring clarity and precision to life. They're principled, disciplined, and deeply loyal. In a relationship, metal types offer structure and integrity. They value truth, and their strong moral compass makes them partners you can trust completely. They have this rare ability to cut through emotional clutter and get straight to the heart of what matters. But here's the flip side. That pursuit of perfection can sometimes harden into rigidity. When metal feels out of balance, they can become overly critical or emotionally distant, which can feel cold to a more expressive partner. What metal really needs is someone who respects their principles, but gently reminds them that love isn't about flawless plans. It's about embracing the beautiful messiness of life. When metal learns to soften, their strength becomes something extraordinary, a steady, unwavering love that feels like pure gold. The water element, the philosopher. Water personalities are the deep thinkers, the quiet souls who move through life with grace and introspection. They're adaptable, empathetic, and unafraid to stand apart from the crowd. In a relationship, water brings depth, a calm presence that feels like a safe harbor. They listen without judgment, holding space for your fears and dreams in a way that feels rare and precious. When water is balanced, their energy is soothing, like a gentle stream. But when they're out of balance, that introspection can turn inward too far. They may retreat, becoming distant and hard to reach. Not because they don't care, but because fear has pulled them into isolation. What water needs most is a partner who's patient and willing to go deep with them. Someone who understands that silence isn't rejection. It's just their way of processing the world. When water feels that kind of trust, their love flows freely, bringing wisdom and emotional depth that can transform a relationship. Now that you've seen the archetypes, the next step is understanding how they dance together. Because in the 5 elements framework, it's all about interaction. There are 2 key cycles that shape this dynamic: the generating cycle and the overcoming cycle. The generating cycle is the flow of support and nourishment. Picture it like nature's chain of giving. Water nourishes wood. Wood feeds fire. Fire creates earth. Earth holds metal, and metal carries water. When your partner's element naturally supports yours, the relationship feels easy, like you're flowing together. For example, a water partner's emotional depth might fuel a wood partner's creative vision. That's harmony. Then there's the overcoming cycle, sometimes called the controlling cycle. This is where tension can show up. Water extinguishes fire. Fire melts metal. Metal cuts wood. Wood breaks earth. Earth absorbs water. In nature, this cycle keeps balance. But in love, if you don't understand it, it can feel like a power struggle. A water partner's need for quiet might feel like it's dousing a fire partner's social spark. A metal partner's love for structure might feel like it's cutting into a wood partner's freedom. These aren't signs of doom. They're signs of energy patterns at play. When you learn these cycles, you stop seeing conflict as chaos and start seeing it as a conversation between elements. And that's where real harmony begins. Harmony isn't about being the same element. It's about learning how to balance your energies. The goal isn't to force change, it's to build awareness and create space for both of you to thrive. If you recognize yourselves in an overcoming dynamic, say you're fiery and spontaneous and your partner is structured and metal, that tension probably feels familiar. The secret? Turn the clash into a dance. Instead of fighting over spontaneity versus planning, make it a partnership. The fire partner might agree to one planned date night each week, giving metal the security they need. In return, metal can embrace one wild card evening where fire takes the lead. You're not changing each other. You're simply making room for both energies to shine. And if your relationship feels like it's missing an element, you can invite that energy in through simple rituals. For example, if you sense a lack of earth stability, start cooking a meal together every Sunday or create a cozy, nurturing space at home. These small, intentional acts bring balance where there was a void, turning metaphor into meaningful action. Because harmony isn't about perfection, it's about learning to dance with the elements together. That feeling of being misunderstood, the same arguments looping over and over, isn't a sign your relationship is broken. More often, it means you and your partner are speaking different elemental languages. Seen through this lens, everything shifts. The explosive anger of a wood type, it's really a cry for freedom. The anxious drama of fire, a cry for connection. Earth's constant worry, a cry for reassurance. Metal's cool distance, a cry for respect. And water's withdrawal, a quiet cry for safety. When you use this ancient wisdom as a new map, you suddenly have a way into your partner's inner world. You realize their most challenging traits are often the shadow side of their greatest gifts. And with that understanding comes compassion. The friction starts to soften, replaced by a deeper, more resilient harmony. You haven't just solved a problem, you've discovered a new way to love.